The computer which controlled the machines, by then known only as X, sent 2 Terminators back through time. The first Terminator was programmed to strike at my mother in the year 1970 before I was born. It failed. The second was set to strike at me directly when I was still a child. As before, the Resistance was able to send a lone warrior, a protector for me. It was just a question of which one of them would reach me first.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and there was some interesting back and forth on the telephone call or the Twitter Spaces on Saturday, where it felt like tongue-in-cheek to ask, but it was interesting to hear the response, and there's probably some very real kind of fear/truth behind it. Elon Musk was asked, if he fears for his own safety after leaking these files, and knowing there is certainly more to come, and there was certainly more. In my first video today, if you didn't see it, make sure you go back and watch it. I showed where the Secretary of State of Arizona was reaching out directly to Twitter to have small accounts banned, accounts with like 20, 30 followers. We know that there's going to be more government people implicated in the next couple of days. That's why you make sure you click that subscribe button right now. Like, I know it can be a pain if you got to create an account, but you're not going to want to miss any of this. So is his life in danger? Let's take a look at some of the hilarious reporting and also kind of like the very real reality of it. By the way, Twitter Files promo code, one word, 10% off site-wide, coffeebrandcoffee.com. Give it a try. All I'm going to say is check out the reviews. Don't take my word for it. Check out the reviews. We also have pre-made gift boxes. So if you need a last-minute gift idea this week, if you order, it comes like in this very nice fancy box. You just have to stick a bow on it and it's ready to go. Make your life easy. You can even build your own. Our blueberry cobbler coffee is just flying off the shelves. Our cold brew, we have K-Cups, we have everything. Please do support the channel. Promo code Twitter Files, one word. Elon Musk claims his risk of termination is, quote, quite significant following the release of first installment of Twitter Files that focused on the president's son. SpaceX founder and newly minted Twitter owner Elon Musk has claimed that the risk is quite significant. The claim came during a 2-hour Twitter Spaces chat over the weekend, during which the richest man on earth said that he would definitely not be doing any open-air car parades. Let me put it that way, meaning he's referring to JFK there. Frankly, the risk of something bad happening to me or even literally being shot is quite significant, he added. It's not that hard to end somebody if you wanted to, so hopefully we don't, and fate smiles upon the situation with me and it does not happen. There's definitely some risk there. What I thought was pretty funny is immediately afterwards, or during the call, or sometime between the initial drop of files and this, Hillary Clinton turned off all of her replies. I just say it. I'm not saying they're related. I'm just saying it's a funny coincidence. Everyone knows I love Hillary Clinton. She got robbed in the election. She absolutely should have been the president. Okay, yeah, anyway. Musk's comments come after Friday evening's inaugural installment of what had been dubbed the Twitter Files, unfettered inside look into corporate communication at Twitter over the last handful of years, including during some of the company's most controversial moment. Musk granted journalists Matt Taibbi and Barry Weiss full access to the delicate subject matter. Should give it to WikiLeaks too, by the way, which he said ultimately might make sense to have publicly available so that anyone can look at them. There were a lot of people on the call whining that they couldn't have access. In particular, one guy who likes to swat people was whining, you know, kind of angling to try and get it for clout reasons. I think Barry Weiss and Taibbi and maybe WikiLeaks would probably be plenty of people to have access right now. And then, of course, making it public after you redact whatever personal information, you know. Musk granted journalists so, but for now, it's been up to the chosen professionals to analyze and release choice parts of the treasure trove. Kicking things off Friday, Taibbi published a thread that provided insight into the suppression of the infamous laptop story. What you're about to, so the emails contain back and forth between various members of Twitter's content moderation team that ultimately led to the shaky decision to ban the story without consulting then co-founder and CEO Jack Dorsey. Isn't that an interesting thing to do? It's an absolute massive story. You didn't even ask the boss. Of course, he then detailed various reasons behind the political class out of Washington, D.C., including Trump campaign staffers and members of Congress, where our speech is not suppressed and we say what we want to say without fear of reprisals, he declared. Musk said the idea of the Twitter files exercise is to come clean on everything that has happened in the past in order to build public trust for the future. I'm not controlling the narrative. It's just obvious that there's been a lot of control of information, suppression of information, including things that have affected elections. And that's all needs to be, you need to have that stuff out there, he said. Musk, who calls himself a free speech absolutist, said as long as you're not really causing harm to anyone else, you should be allowed to say what you want. I mean, he hasn't exactly stood by that. I understand he has a business to run. I get it. You know, he also made the announcement that Apple had returned advertising in full, meaning like Elon Musk goes, talks to Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, collects his $25 million in advertising dollars, I guess, among other advertisers that have also returned. Apparently, Elon Musk picked up the phone. You know, this whole narrative that, you know, Twitter is crumbling because, you know, all these advertisers are leaving. I mean, that's BS too. You see in the New York Post writing yesterday, who is Vijaya Gotti, the Twitter executive involved in censoring the laptop post in the first place. She's pictured here looking extremely unhappy. I wonder how many of her emails are going to come out. Like, lots, I would imagine, right? One of the high-level Twitter executives who reportedly played a key role in company's decision to censor the story has a long history of being accused of suppressing conservative voices. Twitter's former top lawyer, Vijaya Gotti, was singled out in the explosive Twitter thread on Friday by independent journalist Matt Taibbi, who purportedly obtained communications between top officials at the social media company in the wake of the Post's story. The decision was made at the highest level of our company, but without the knowledge of the CEO, Jack Dorsey, with former head of legal policy and trust, Vijaya Gotti, playing a key role. Remember when she was on Joe Rogan and it was like so obvious that she was pulling the strings? Now it all makes sense, doesn't it? Gotti has long been derided by conservatives as the company's chief censor. New Twitter owner CEO Elon Musk has criticized her in the past, accusing her of blocking the Post story even before Friday's revelations. She was reportedly the main force behind the decision to permanently ban the then sitting president Donald Trump from the platform after January, the party in January that got a little out of control. The 48-year-old Gotti, who earned $17 million in salary at the company last year, broke down in tears in April when addressing colleagues about the future of Twitter once Musk moved to take over. I wonder why that is. Republican Missouri Senator Josh Hawley pointed out that Twitter and all at the time that a tearful Gotti was the same one who led the charge to censor the story in the first place, and that says it all. Laura Cohn, Twitter's then head of global partners, responded to the flood of online criticism against Gotti by accusing Musk of misogyny. No. I mean, Vijaya got it. And this, again, he's promising more smoking guns. Released Twitter emails show how employees debated how to handle the 2020 story. They didn't debate how to do it. They did it. And you see all these DNC shill reporters, in lockstep going after Taibbi. We've got a separate video about that. I don't know. Do I think that his life is in danger? I think it would be foolish to not accept that as a possibility, right? I think that it's pretty clear that there are people that aren't alive right now because of what they knew. I don't think Elon Musk is particularly hard to get to. He's around. A lot of people said he has security. Well, I mean, there have been presidents that had allegedly the best security on the planet that have been gotten to. I suspect if there is real damning information on high-level politicians who are involved in this, that risk factor absolutely goes up. I think he's trying to disassociate himself by giving it to the reporters, but I don't know. I am unironically concerned for him because it's scary out there. And I'll be interested to hear your comments in the comment section down below on all this, because it sure seems like there's at least a non-zero chance that his life is in danger. And if we get more in day 2 or day 3 of the Twitter leaks that have some even bigger names on it, including, by the way, it looks like, hypothetically, that there are people inside the FBI and other intelligence agencies that were a part of this too. Right? Scary times, but it is a time that Americans need this information, and I'm thankful Elon Musk is providing it. Make sure you click that subscribe button down below. Let's get into some Christmas. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! Mondays. Mondays are always good because we get a twofer. Whoops, we get a twofer. So we get the 4th and the 5th. Looks like the 4th is kind of a smallie. Oh, yeah, this little guy. I know Pokemon by look. I'm not great with their names. This guy's cute, though. Ugh. They should remind people of their names on the bottom. First one to name this little guy gets 1 internet point. And then the 5th. Ooh, this is a big one. Oh, it's the rest of the Christmas tree. So we got this Christmas tree earlier, and I was like, what? I'm like, it's kind of crummy that they gave us half of a Christmas tree. In particular, like, for the entire day. Like, at least give me the whole thing. So it goes like here. And then, let me see if I'm not too dumb. Let me see if I can figure it out here. Well, thank God I could pause that so you don't know how long that actually took me, but there you go. I'm as smart as a 4-year-old. And